Resolutions of the National Governing Council meeting held on Monday, 26th January 2026 at State House, Nairobi, Kenya. Resolution 1 on the implementation of the UDA manifesto, the plan, the bottom-up economic transformation agenda. Whereas the National Governing Council received and considered presentations on the implementation of the UDA manifesto, the plan, from one, the Deputy President, who is also the Deputy Party Leader, the Senate Minority Leader, the National Assembly Majority Leader, the National Assembly Majority Leader and the Chairperson UDA, and whereas the National Governing Council noted the progress made in policy implementation, legislative achievements and devolved government interventions. Now therefore it is hereby resolved that 1, the National Governing Council notes and approves the progress report on the implementation of the plan as presented. 2, the Council commends His Excellency the President, His Excellency the Deputy President, the Senate, the National Assembly, the National Government and the County Government leadership for the gains achieved to date in the furtherance of the party manifesto. 3, particularly, the National Governing Council commends and affirms the progress made by the government in gradual realization of universal healthcare and in strengthening primary healthcare through the deployment and support of community health promoters, CHPs. The Council has encouraged the government to prioritize and expedite the settlement of all pending bills and outstanding obligations under the Social Health Insurance Fund, SHIF, in order to stabilize health facilities, safeguard services delivery, and protect beneficiaries and healthcare providers. The Council urges all party leaders in government and in the legislature to prioritize and fast-track all legislative and policy interventions aligned to the plan. Resolution number 2, on the update on grassroots elections. Whereas the National Governing Council received an update from the National Elections Board on the status and the progress of the UDA grassroots elections, and whereas the Council considered the timelines and compliance requirements, challenges and disputes, a resolution mechanism presented. Now therefore it is hereby resolved, 1, that the National Governing Council notes and adopts the report of the National Elections Board on the status of the UDA grassroots elections. Now therefore it is hereby resolved that the National Governing Council notes and adopts the report of the National Elections Board on the status of the UDA grassroots elections. The Council, number 2, the Council approves the proposed timelines and outstanding phases of grassroots elections as presented, subject to compliance with the party constitution. And 3, the Council directs the National Elections Board to A, expedite the completion of all pending electoral phases, and B, ensure that all elections are conducted in a free, fair, transparent, and credible manner. Resolution number 3 on the ratification of the NEC decision to engage ODM in structured negotiations. Whereas the National Governing Council received a decision of the National Executive Committee to mandate the party lead of the United Democratic Alliance to commence structured negotiations with the Orange Democratic Movement Party, ODM, and having considered a briefing on the said decision in the applicable legal framework. Now therefore it is hereby resolved that the National Governing Council hereby concurs with the decision of the National Executive Committee. I'll repeat that. The National Governing Council hereby concurs with the decision of the National Executive Committee mandating the party leader to commence structured negotiations with the Orange Democratic Movement Party, ODM. Resolution number 4 on policy intervention in response to the ravaging drought in various counties. Whereas the National Governing Council received reports concerning the ongoing ravaging drought affecting several counties across the Republic of Kenya, and whereas the Council noted the urgent need for coordinated policy, budgetary, and administrative interventions by the government and relevant institutions to mitigate the effects of the drought and to protect vulnerable communities. Now, therefore, it is hereby resolved that 1, the National Governing Council notes with grave concern the prevailing drought situation in the affected counties and its adverse impact on livelihoods, food security, and socioeconomic stability. 2, the Council mandates and directs the leadership of the United Democratic Alliance Party in government and in the legislature to initiate, support, and fast-track appropriate policy, legislative, and administrative interventions aimed at A, enhancing emergency food relief and humanitarian assistance, B, mobilizing adequate national and county budgetary resources for drought response, mitigation, and resilience. Resolution number 5 on the update on the National Dialogue Committee, NADCO, and expedition of key political and constitutional reforms. Whereas the National Governing Council considered an update on the work and outcomes of the NADCO Committee and the ongoing national political and constitutional reform agenda. And whereas the Council noted the importance of expediting critical reforms arising from NADCO process in order to strengthen governance, promote inclusivity, and enhance service delivery at both national and county levels. Now, therefore, it is hereby resolved that 1, the National Governing Council notes and adopts the update of the National Dialogue Committee report and that of the COIN-10, and affirms the parties' commitment to the political and constitutional process arising therefrom. The Council hereby mandates and directs the leadership of the United Democratic Alliance Party in government and in Parliament to expedite and prioritize the implementation of the agreed political and constitutional reforms, including, but not limited to, the following. A, to fast-track the establishment and operationalization of a pension fund for members of the County Assembly, speakers of county assemblies, deputy governors and governors, in order to enhance social security, institutional stability, and dignified retirement for county leadership. To urgently pursue legislative, policy, and constitutional measures necessary to give full effect to Article 27(8) of the Constitution on the realization of the two-third gender principle. C, and this is important, to expedite the constitutional entrenchment of the following funds and institutions in order to safeguard their continuity, accountability, and effectiveness. Ward Development Fund, Constituency Development Fund, National Government Affirmative Action Fund, the Senate Oversight Fund, and the Council of Governors. The Council further affirms and supports the formalization and harmonization of bursary programs in accordance with the framework agreed between the national government and county governments. The Council hereby mandates and directs the leadership of the UDA party in government and in Parliament to expedite the implementation of all agreed framework governing the coordination and distribution of bursaries between the two levels of government. We will also include a resolution on the religious bill that we have stopped all matters regarding the advancement of the religious bill. Then these resolutions will be signed by the chairperson and I and lodged at the office of the Registrar of Political Parties